Warning, this video is for entertainment purposes only, and by no way, shape, or form are these the views of Cruddy Dave and the Cruddy Dave Media Enterprises. Hit that like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.
It's a war outside, nigga, tie up your boots. Spinning your block on a bike, I'ma shoot. Running your spot or we breaking your cool. She don't give up the head, then she get in the boot. We don't beg up the white bitch, we serving it loot. Hit his ass in the stomach, now his shit through it too. Blow up his ass cause I'm not in the mood. Broke ass bitch, all she wanna do is who. Twerking behind me,
the first person shot that you caught on your camera?
Just right in front of the Wonder Bread factory.
These are the gunshots and screams of a murder victim that Naheem Simon's doorbell camera caught in September.
Shooting that happened yesterday.
Just on the other side.
Just on the other side of the street.
Again, Simon's doorbell camera captures a volley of gunshots.
A daughter that's 16 months, who's to say that a random stray bullet isn't going to come through our wall and kill her?
DC police say around 2 p.m. in the Shaw alleyway, 13-year-old Makiyah Wilson was shot and killed. Also shot a 7th grader at Washington Global Public Charter School. While school officials say Lukes had recently transferred to Cardozo Educational Campus, he had spent years as a student at Washington Global. The principal there, calling Lukes extremely bright with a bright future.
No one is just flying through, and it's heart-wrenching. Those kids were just starting their lives.
We met up with Alexander Padro, ANC Ward 6 commissioner, who says despite billions of dollars that have been pumped into the Shaw area over the years, the drug problem that has plagued the area has surfaced in a big way starting last fall. Padro says DC police have increased patrols and crime cameras in the area.
The shooting of the little boy in the exact same spot, and this is still here. So do you think this is not working?
No, it is helpful because it helps to document what's going on in the neighborhood. But yes, it is like spraying roaches. You spray the insecticide and they scatter.
Tonight, flyers about Makiyah Wilson's homicide fill windshields. As Simon wonders what next will his camera capture.
No one's really safe, and then, no one's bulletproof.
In Shaw, Janice Park, W.
That Naheem Simon's doorbell camera caught in
September. A D.C. Superior Court judge sentenced a defendant to 5 years of incarceration, of which 2 years were suspended, with credit for time served, plus 18 months of supervised release. Adrian Vincent pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter for the death of 19-year-old Talil Byrd, a resident of Southeast D.C. on the 600 block of S Street Northwest on September 29th. During the hearing on July 29th, Rona Beck sentenced the defendant under the Youth Rehabilitation Act. His case will be effectively sealed from public view if he completes the terms for his probation. Judge Beck also ordered Vincent take anger management classes. He must cooperate with any educational, vocational employment, and substance abuse programs directed by the Court Services Offender Supervision Agency. I am deeply remorseful for the pain I've caused his family, said Vincent 20. Since I've been arrested, my main focus has been education and rehabilitating myself. I want to prove I'm better than the worst mistake I've made in my life. The defendant must pay $100 to the Victim Crimes Act Fund and participate in 90 hours community service. There is a big hole in our family. My entire family is lost, said Byrd's sister in a victim impact statement. We're still getting harassed on social media. Defense attorney Douglas Wood said his client has been taking college-level courses at the correctional treatment facility. Wood also said that the defendant has nothing to do with the social media harassment that has been occurring. According to court documents, Vincent shot Byrd from across the street. The descendant almost returned fire simultaneously. Byrd appeared not to make an attempt to retreat. However, he was shot immediately and fell to the ground, said MPD. Officers then found the victim suffering from a gunshot wound to his left abdominal region. The emergency personnel then transferred the victim to Howard University Hospital, where he ultimately succumbed to his injuries. Yeah, man, this story is kind of wild. Cause like, High Class 23, man, like, he's one of those rappers that's like, he ain't got no cap in his rap, you know? And the fact that, I ain't trying to say he got off kind of scot-free, but, you know, he got a 2-year suspended and he got credit for time served. And then this was a while ago, so he only had to do 18 months of supervised release. So by this time, that's probably off his plate by now, you know? But I heard he's back in jail for something unrelated. But yeah, man, this is kind of crazy. Like, even though the police say that it was like a mutual combat kind of thing, you know, it's crazy. Like, they didn't charge him with that gun or nothing. Like, and he was 20 years old when this happened, you know? So it's not like he was a juvenile, you know what I'm saying? If this was anywhere else in the country, man, they would have slayed him, you hear me? They would have slayed him. But nah, man, you know what I'm saying? Salute to him for, you know, getting out of this situation, man. Who knows what really happened, man, because we weren't there. But yeah, man, shout out to liberalism, man. Shout out to all the liberal cities out there, man. I wouldn't want to live there, though. Hell nah. But yeah, man, make sure you hit that like, comment, subscribe, all that, man.
Baby Bro 9 was from 9th Street and associated with the YPF crew. He was even shouted out in the song Trap Lord before he died, despite being only 13, showing that he was well respected. He was a leader among the younger members, and his death sparked a large number of retaliatory actions. On the day of his death, he was on the way to play basketball with his friends when the four pulled up and 11 shots were fired, with one of them hitting him in the neck and his friend Lil D in the right leg. The bullets were 9mm and fired from a ghost gun. The killers were caught after being tracked by the GPS in the rental car they were using, CCTV footage, and due to online actions. After the shooting, Tyan went live and bragged about how he was involved. Gordo released a song where he has a line about how he caught a body and they were wearing the same clothes they had worn in the shootings and later pictures. That's what helped identify them. Before the shooting, they were caught lurking around 9th Street area 30 minutes before the shooting, but left and were towards LaDroit's Hood, and then they went up to 14th Street before eventually going back down to the 9th Street area where the shooting would occur. After the shooting, they sent some shots on 11 Channing Street Northeast, which is right between LaDroit and Edgewood, so they probably saw someone from LaDroit. But it was reported that they had fled the car around this time, so they were most likely shot back at. I think this may be the shooting where the driver got shot trying to spin on them. But no reports of any of them being shot, so that's just a stretch of a guess. I really think he talking about this other guy from CHV, but that's a whole other post. Anyways, they were caught walking and stuff and were then identified and apprehended months later, aside from Aaron, who was actually questioned 2 weeks after the shooting.
Doctor got a lot of patience. Now I'm the trap lord in the vein. You come in my cut, nigga, get dangerous. Baby bro with me, send him to the angel. He ain't got a bag, so he...
Washington, on July 10th, 2024, a Superior Court jury returned guilty verdicts for defendants Tyan Freeman, Karan Jackson, and Stefan Nelson on first-degree murder while armed. Several counts of assault with intent to kill while armed. conspiracy to commit various firearms offenses, and other firearms-related charges stemming from the murder of 13-year-old Makiyah Wilson on March 1, 2020, U.S. Attorney Matthew M. Graves announced. Between February 1, 2020, and May 31, 2020, the defendants, along with 2 other defendants, participated in a conspiracy to illegally possess, carry, and transfer firearms for the purpose of using those firearms in the commission of dangerous and violent crimes. Jackson and Freeman, along with the severed defendants, are members and associates of neighborhood crews. Between 2019 to 2020, the defendants' neighborhood crews were feuding with other crews, and the feud escalated when Byrd, also known as Slattgoon, was killed in September 2019. Stefan Nelson, who is a felon and approximately 10 years older than his co-conspirators, supplied the firearms that were illegally possessed, carried, and transferred in the conspiracy. Over the span of 9 days, February 22nd to March 1st, 2020, the defendants engaged in a shooting spree in the Petworth, Shaw, and Stronghold neighborhoods using the firearms they illegally acquired and shared as a part of the firearms conspiracy. The first charged shooting occurred on February 22nd, 2020, in the Petworth neighborhood when 2 victims were fired upon after a mere verbal exchange with 2 defendants. 2 days later, on February 24, 2020, the conspirators drove through rival crew territory 9th Street where they shot 3 rival crew members. An innocent bystander who was sitting in her vehicle was caught in the barrage of gunfire. She fortunately escaped with little physical injury because her front windshield suffered the bulk of the damage. The spree culminated on March 1, 2020, when the defendants participated in 2 shootings in 2 separate neighborhoods over the span of 10 minutes. At 2:08 p.m., the defendants, who were traveling in a stolen Kia Soul, followed 13-year-old Makiyah Wilson, along with his 3 friends, into the 9th Street area of the 600 block of S Street, NW, where 2 defendants exited the Kia Soul and opened fire on them. Makiyah Wilson was shot in the back as he fled. The bullet traveled through his heart and lung, causing him to collapse to his death. The defendants then traveled to another neighborhood where members of the rival crew were known to gather and at 2:18 p.m. opened fire on individuals in that block. No injuries were reported in that shooting spree. At the conclusion of the trial, jurors returned guilty verdicts against the defendants, including the gun supplier who was not present for the homicide.
Media, we need y'all help on this case, man. Her friends killed her, bruh, left her in the hotel room for dead. She had just posted a video smiling and laughing with her friends on TikTok. Then they killed her, bruh. The boyfriend, supposed to be her homegirl, left her in the dang hotel room, man. So we need y'all to put pressure on this case, man. Don't let this high school girl die in vain.
It was a murder.
Somebody has to answer for it. It happens way too often in our city, and this one is not going to go unanswered. So the ones that's responsible for it, you might as well go ahead and turn yourselves in, because you are going to have to pay for what you did.
Hey y'all, so I just got my toes done. I can't show y'all. I just got my toes done.
Leading up to an arrest. The investigation remains ongoing.
Period. Body. I wonder if I should bring him. Oh, I just love my phone.
Weekend murder of a D.C. high school student.
18-year-old Akira Wilson was shot and killed inside of a hotel in Noma. Fox 5's Bob Barnard is live outside her high school in Northwest with that story. Bob, good morning.
Hey, Jeanette, Steve, good morning to you. Yes, Akira Wilson was a senior here at Jackson Reed High School in Tenleytown. This is the former Wilson High School. Let me take you to the murder scene. It was a Hilton Garden Inn on 1st Street, Northeast. That's in Noma. This happened Saturday night just before 10 o'clock. Her family says Akira went with a friend. They believe it was a party on the 10th floor there. She was found shot and killed inside the room there. D.C. police, if there is a motive behind this, isn't saying anything about that. So this is a murder mystery. Want to tell you more about Akira. She was a senior here at Jackson Reed High School, a popular student, an entrepreneur, according to her friends, sold candy to raise money. She apparently, according to her family, wanted to follow her father into the funeral home business. Her family, understandably outraged. Akira's great uncle is a community leader in Ward 7.
Senseless, unprovoked this long to come to a conclusion of the actual person who did it.
Akira Wilson's family tells me the 18-year-old was always a hard worker, most recently working on plans for college. She entered into a hospitality program at Jackson Reed High School. We're also told she was duly enrolled at Trinity Washington University and had a part-time job on top of that. Cole tells me she doesn't know why her daughter was shot. Police responded to the Noma Hilton Garden Inn this is on 1st Street a little before 10 p.m. this past Saturday. In police radio scanner recordings, we heard first responders being dispatched to a 10th floor hotel room for an unresponsive person. Her best friend showed us a photo of what Akira Wilson's high school locker looks like now. I'm told all the students knew Wilson. She sold candy at the school.
What up, y'all? It's your boy. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. But today, I got the murder of Akira Wilson and how the streets solved her murder, allegedly. Now, Akira Wilson was 18 when she was shot and killed, but she was a senior at Jackson Reed High School. She was a young entrepreneur, and she was known for selling candy in her school to raise money. After college, Akira had plans of following her family's footsteps into the funeral business. During her senior year in high school, she was enrolled in a hospitality program, and she was also dually enrolled at Trinity Washington University. But sadly, the promising young lady would not get to see her future plans come true, as she would be shot and killed. According to Akira's family, they say that Akira was invited to the Hilton Garden Inn on 1st Street and Northeast by a friend from school and that friend's boyfriend. They're saying that in that hotel room on the 10th floor, Akira Wilson was shot and killed, and she was left there by her friends.
Now, D.C. police have released this surveillance imaging of the potential suspect, a person of interest. You can see him pretty clearly there. This is surveillance video captured at the hotel. Her family believes this is the boyfriend of one of Akira's friends who she was with that night. Again, the motive behind this, unknown at least at this hour this morning, guys. Grief counselors were here at Jackson Reed yesterday to talk to students who were upset, obviously, by this murder over the weekend.
Then police released a photo of a person of interest in the shooting, but weeks went by and nothing happened, which left the family frustrated. Outside the hotel where Akira was killed, the family held a news conference in February, claiming they knew who had pulled the trigger. At the time, police would not confirm the family's claim.
We cannot no longer take this, and we need the real enforcers of the law to stand up.
According to Akira's grandmother, last night, the lead detective called the family to say the teenager they've been investigating had been killed earlier that day outside a public housing complex in Southwest. D.C. police say this is where they found 18-year-old Calico Ford shot multiple times here behind 229 K Street Southwest. At this point, police say they have made no arrests. A law enforcement source familiar with the investigation tells News 4 Calico Ford was a person of interest in Akira Wilson's killing and that a grand jury had been hearing evidence in the case. Akira's family declined to comment. In Southwest, Paul Wagner, News 4.
And after 18-year-old Calico Ford was shot and killed at 3:53 p.m. on June 15th. Police were called to the 200 block of K Street for reports of a shooting. Upon arrival, officers found an adult male victim suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. DC Fire and medical emergency services responded to the victim, and he was pronounced dead on the scene. The remains were taken to the office of the medical examiner, and the victim was identified as 18-year-old Calico Ford of Southeast DC. A reward of $25,000 is being offered to anyone who provides information that leads to the arrest and conviction. Alright, y'all, so now I'm just about to throw out some conspiracy theories out there. Alright, so Young Foot Soldier, right? He's one of the most popular rappers out of DC right now. And he's only 17. But he sounds like he's been rapping for like 10 years, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he ain't on shit, he one of them Jeffrey guys. He ain't on shit, you wanna see me hang with him. I got some niggas, I'm trying to get with them. We get us a car, we carry the city. I'm angry today, I'ma carry the many. I'm angry today, I'm carrying my drink.
On the cover of Young Foot Soldier's latest mixtape, Life of a Young Foot Soldier, he has a headstone that has all his dead friends on it, right? On one of the headstones, it says R.I.P. Cairo, right? And then Young Foot Soldier, he also posted Akira on his Instagram. Now, before you guys get in the comments and say I'm being police, all I'm saying is it's just a coincidence, alright? You know what I mean? This guy, he looks like he's a real stepper. He always be saying, let's go up the K, let's spin up the K. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm just being a conspiracy theorist. This is all entertainment at the end of the day. You know what I mean? But R.I.P. Akira, man. You know what I'm saying? The streets solved it for sure. You know what I'm saying? Because you know police don't care about black bodies. Let's just keep it real, yo. They don't care because they know we don't care about ourselves. Take that with you to the bank. But yo, make sure you hit that like, comment, subscribe. Go listen to Young Foot Soldier's music, man. He's the hottest, one of the hottest young niggas coming out the game. Hottest young rappers coming out the game for the show. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully she gets some real official justice, but I doubt it, man. You know what I mean? Unsolved homicides there is in the past 5 years, man. Just whatever, man. But we gotta do better, man. We gotta love ourselves before we can love everything else. But yo, get in the comments below, man. I'm out. Prizes. Hit that like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.
In the 7th Ward. Good evening and thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Sharice Gibson.
And I'm Katie Moore. Jelle Alexander was best known for her role as the 12-year-old actress in the acclaimed film Beasts of the Southern Wild.
But as family and friends come to grips with her fatal shooting Saturday night, Jelle is being remembered as a fun-loving New Orleans girl and young mom whose life was tragically cut short. Jelle's family opens up to investigative reporter Mike Pearlstein.
Long after her flash of celebrity on the big screen as a 12-year-old, Jelle Alexander continued to be a bright light to her family and friends.
She would just light up any room. She was
jazzy, she was feisty, she wanted to always be girly.
Now Jonchell's mom is planning her funeral. The 22-year-old was fatally shot Saturday night, apparently an unintended victim of a gunman aiming for someone she was with. Jonchell was shot here at the intersection of Claiborne and Columbus. A male companion was also hit. He drove himself to the hospital.
So when I got the phone call, I just dropped to my knees because I didn't know what to think.
Word spread quickly. Her father, Johnny Alexander, found out at work.
I right then and there, like froze. I just stood still for like 2 hours and I ain't do nothing. You know, cause man, that was my baby girl.
Despite the attention of being in a surprise hit movie nominated for 4 Academy Awards, Jonchell never wanted to be in another movie. But she stayed active in dance and on the cheerleading team at Martin Luther King High School, where she graduated 4 years ago.
I'm gonna miss her so much. Like, she was everything to us. Like, she was that missing puzzle, like, in our gang that we needed.
Police are now looking for this man, who fled the scene in a maroon pickup truck. Jonchell leaves behind a 1-year-old daughter. Mike Perlstein, Eyewitness News.
The truck used by the masked gunman was found torched miles away shortly after the shooting. NOPD asked anyone with any information to call.
Jelle Alexander, a one-time child actor who played a supporting role in the 2012 Oscar-nominated film Beasts of the Southern Wild, was killed in a weekend shooting in her native Louisiana. She was 22. Police said Alexander and a man were shot inside a vehicle Saturday in New Orleans, and she was pronounced dead at the scene. The man, whose name was not released, drove to a hospital for treatment. Alexander leaves behind a 1-year-old daughter, CBS affiliate WWL-TV reports. At age 12, Alexander played the character Joy Strong in Beasts of the Southern Wild, a drama filmed near Houma recounting the story of a poor Louisiana bayou community struggling for survival. The film won the Grand Jury Prize at the Sundance Film Festival and was nominated for 4 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. Director Ben Zeitlin cast Louisiana natives for the lead roles, auditioning more than 4,000 actors before completing the cast. Jelle Alexander said her daughter charmed the filmmakers and came out on top.
Yeah, man. This joint right here is very sad, man. In my opinion, I don't think that it was meant for her. I think that it was really going after her boyfriend, man. You know how it goes. She probably just got caught in the crossfire. And it's sad because that her homicide is still unsolved. And she was actually a child actor. She's in a movie that was nominated for 4 Academy Awards, if I heard that correctly. Man, this is crazy, man. This is crazy. But you know how it goes, man. New Orleans is a different animal. They be stepping out there, son. I'm pretty sure in 2022 it was the murder capital of the United States. So, man, y'all stay dangerous out there, man. And rest in peace to her and her family, man. I hope that she gets justice, man. She got a little girl too, man. It's crazy, man. Crazy. But yo, make sure y'all donate to the homeless and hit that like button. I'm out.
Been my whole life, murdered the streets from day one. This bitch my whole life, but she hurt my, made me get my rings back. 30 black stuff in my teeth, he never seen me, never seen that. I just need my machine back. Be a real glizzy, can you not really mean?
It was last July when 4 men jumped out of this black car and opened fire, killing 10-year-old Makiyah Wilson as she was on her way to an ice cream truck. Today, a D.C. Superior Court judge unsealed a 26-count indictment linking Wilson's murder to the 2017 murder of Carl Hardy, which was captured on surveillance video outside the Potomac Gardens housing complex in Southeast. According to the indictment, the co-defendants were all part of a street gang known as the Glizzy Murder Gang, or Wellington Park. The 26 charges range from murder to conspiracy to being a member of a street gang. During preliminary hearings of the
Shit's really embarrassing. He got smacked in my neighborhood by GQ. That's why he's stamping it on GQ. GQ smacked him. That's how me and Shabba became friends, because I say GQ. Shot and put him on the bus. Nate smacked his ass up 640. What the fuck is going on? Like, all this bluffing y'all doing. Oh yeah, and this is the thing about it. Taliban is you like Shaq Lizzy ain't gonna hang at 640 with Taliban. Taliban couldn't get Shaq Lizzy up 640. 640 is waiting on the day Shaq Lizzy pop up. Shaq Lizzy is not going up 640 because he know they smacked his ass up there. Why you think Shaq wasn't in the video? Shaq ain't going on no damn 640. He know he got his ass slapped up there. He stay away from anything that happened to him wherever them places at. The fuck? Fuck. He got his ass smacked. Who prays to these niggas? Who making these niggas better?
What up, y'all? It's your boy Doughboy, man. Make sure you like the video and subscribe. But yo, today we got the story of GQ, aka Sincere Glizzy. Real name is Carl Hardy. Now, GQ was shot on September 10th of 2017, but there been smoke in the air between the Gardens and Wellington. There was about, I'm gonna say 4 to 5 shootings, and I'm gonna get to that later in the video. And GQ ended up passing away on October 1st of 2017, and he was shot on the 1200 block of I Street in Southeast. On May 1st, 2017, at about 6:47 p.m., a gray Nissan stopped in front of the Gardens and shot through the fences. 31 shell casings were found. A few hours later, on that same day, at around 8 p.m., a shooting occurred at Stanton and Elvins Road intersection in Southeast. The casings found at the scene were matched to the same casings that were found earlier that day. Later, on May 11th of 2017, a member of Wellington Park was arrested with possession of the same gun that was used in earlier shootings. On August 10th of 2017, another shooting occurred in the Gardens neighborhood, and the shell casings were from the May 1st shooting also. They matched up. Again, on August 26th of 2017, 2 members from Wellington Park were arrested, and they had 2 guns that were connected to earlier shootings. Sadly, on September 6th of 2017, Glizzy gang affiliate 30 Glizzy was shot and killed multiple times in the torso, and he was found in a Baltimore alley. at about 5:20 in the morning. Now, the people who killed GQ, last name Williams and Garvin, they were best friends to 30 Glizzy. GQ ended up getting shot on September 10th of 2017, and he died on October 1st of 2017. Now, the reason why he died is kind of up in the air. I'm not the police, but you can watch Glizzy's video, the Potomac Garden Legends. I'm sorry, Potomac Gardens Legend, GQ. You can watch that video, and he explains why he died, but he doesn't really go into the real details. But I think that it was smoke in the air between Wellington and Potomac Gardens, and the reason why GQ got hit was because I guess the niggas from Wellington just came through shooting at anybody. And on top of that, 30 Glizzy, he died a few days before GQ got shot. So, you know how the smoke just was in the air and they're fiending to get somebody from that side. On July 16, 2018, Makiyah Wilson was struck in front of her home in the 300 block of 53rd Street. She was hit by a stray bullet during a quintuple shooting. That means 5 people were shot that day, and Makiyah was the only one who passed away. They say that masked men in a car hopped out and started shooting indiscriminately. Makiyah was the only one who was hit fatally. Now, the death of Makiyah sent the whole DC into an uproar, and as the result of that, 11 people were arrested for the murder of Makiyah, and her trial is actually this month, February 2023. But here's the kicker. They say that Williams and Garvin, the people who were allegedly arrested for GQ, they say that those two were part of the 11 that was arrested for the Makiyah Johnson murder. Now, this is all alleged because the trial is going on right now as we speak, and everybody is innocent until proven guilty. Now, the murder of GQ, man, that shit was just crazy because they deadass was pulled up, shot through the gates, and then hit GQ. They could have hit any other person. And when Ant tells that story, he said that he was right there and he saw like the bullet holes and all that, man. So like, hopefully Ant is still mentally like good off that, but you know he's not. But and then the Makiyah joint, that joint is crazy because like they really were just going back and forth for like almost like 6 months. And you know, 12 will let that shit happen. It's crazy how all this be happening in the nation's capital. But yeah, they were going back and forth, and then a little girl that was just outside waiting for the ice cream man, and she was waiting for her mom to finish doing somebody's hair. So her mom was out here grinding, and she just wanted to go get some ice cream, you know, and she was outside playing, and niggas pulled up and shot 5 people. And of course, niggas only hit the little children. They only hit the kids, and then she passes away. And this is, you know, this is a beautiful girl, and it's sad that this happened, you know. And there's a lot of coverage on that. If you go on YouTube, just type in her name, you'll see mad interviews, like hella videos, and a few tribute songs too. And she was also in Little Dude's video, the Traffic video, and that's like Lil Dude's most viewed song, and she was in that video. So that's crazy, because you know Lil Dude, he reps Clay Terrace, and that's where Makiyah's from, Clay Terrace. So man, you know, and Makiyah's trial was this year. It actually started like, I think like a week ago from this recording. Today's February 22nd, so I think it started like on the 17th or 16th or something. Don't quote me on that. But yo, honestly, I hope they lock all them niggas up, whoever did that to her. And the GQ thing, I don't know if GQ was in the streets or what, but there was smoke in the air and they were beefing with Wellington. I don't know, man. Also, Sai, Glizzy's brother Sai, he was involved in that beef too. It's like all the apartment complexes just be beefing with each other, man. I don't know what it is with us as a people. We need to stop doing that, man. But yo, rest in peace, Makiyah. Rest in peace, GQ. Rest in peace, everybody falling to the gun violence, man. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and like the video, man. It's your boy.
Let me ask you this before me and you go any further than what the fuck it gotta be. Are you saying that bro told on you, yes or no?
100%.
I'm not saying it. You saying it. Cool. Dead admission. I came up here to clear up the fact that you ain't do, no.
I'm not.
I came up
in
here.
That case.
No. I came up here to clear up the fact that you ain't do no action. That's all that matters. That's all that matters to me. I came up here to clear up that you ain't do no action.
How can he
That's all that
talk?
matters.
If you scared of them, just say that. I'm not.
Yes, I'm scared.
You talking about nigga knocking you off because you on live? If you gonna get killed for speaking on live, I'm sorry. I'm not no scared of live. I told him, man,
I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared.
I've never been a scared nigga day in my life, bro.
All I'm saying is, I came up here and cleared the fact that you ain't do no hat shit. That's it.
Just saying though, you said a nigga ain't killed. So explain to me how a nigga ain't killed. All right,
I'm scared.
Can we not argue? I don't want to argue.
All right then.
Hey, bro, time out.
Bro.
We acting like Big Psychic Eon. We ain't about to do that. They did that tonight. We ain't doing that. No,
that's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you.
You acting like Psych though. You acting like Psych. I'm not even hype.
Before we do Psychic Eon, I'm coming to your door. Fuck that.
All right, I got you. All
right.
Let's get to the other subject. How the fuck can they put my name in them? Like, fuck it. All right, I'm gonna make you a scenario. Just read the paper out on live and let read it from word to word. Read it out on live. What I just tagged you in that first paper that I tagged you on my page. Read it out on live and let the comments be the judge. But we can't put an Eon in Big Psych. We got more sense than that. Not today.
All right, hear me out, man. I just read this shit right here, right? I just read it. Everybody just heard me read it. The most they saying in this paperwork is that they was able to identify who you and Shaq Glizzy was. Super nobody else.
All right, can I send you this paper and can you just read this one word for word and then
I read it, man.
We not even gonna, can you read it to the live? We're not even gonna have an opinion. We're not even gonna have an opinion. We're gonna let the comments have the opinion. We're not even gonna speak on it. You just read it and we're not gonna speak on it. We're gonna let them talk. That's all I ask. Can I get that one? No,
they gonna run with it. You know that.
I just want you to read the paper.
I just want to run with it.
Because you want them to read the paper.
Because you want them to run with it. Because you want them to run with it. Because you want them to run with it.
I don't want them to run with nothing. I just want you to read a paper and you tell me because you said this is not hot.
Because you want them to run with it. And they don't know what's going on.
With something that's not hot.
You are a wild nigga, bro. You can't put me in that trick loop, bro. That's no. You can't. You can't do that, bro. You know you can't. My whole thing was I had to break this part down of the paperwork just to let everybody know, and it's still up. And I can read some more right here. And
can I say one thing? Here. All right, let me know. Let me just say one thing.
All right, go ahead.
When don't you know when the lady try to say my social media and shit, like try to say we identify him off social media and shit? You know, they didn't even use that shit.
You say what? Say it again.
Don't you know when you said they identified me off the social media and they went to they walked to the stand and shit and they was talking and they was trying to use that shit as evidence and they stopped her from using that shit for evidence.
No. So right here, right? The judge overruled it and the judge allowed them to keep going with the questions.
So what was the question? So what was identified on social media?
Right here, look. This when the judge overruled it and keep allowing them to go with it. She go back to, yes, ma'am. Who do you recognize to be Anthony Evans / S Glizzy? She said, how are you? Say, who is the person that you know of? One of the originators, founding members of Glizzy Gang, Shaq Glizzy. They said, so you said Shaq?
I just wanted to know who was identified. That's it. I just want they saying they use my Instagram to identify other niggas. They identified me off my Instagram. Me. Nobody else. They didn't use that shit. They identified me.
Exactly. That's all it did. That's all it said. It said they identified you and Shaq Glizzy band with Glizzy Gang. That's it. That's all. That's all. That's it. That's all it said. It didn't say that this identified nobody that you was beefing with. That it identified niggas you was pointing fingers at.
I know. Read that paper.
Niggas you probably said something about. They said they identified you and you only.
No, read that paper. Nah, bro, I'm about to pull it. But that's deep. Okay.
Hold on, whoa. Say it again so I can comprehend. So when I get mad, hold on.
I seen you
say it again so I can comprehend. So when I get mad, I'm
I
gonna come in your
only
door and beat the shit out you. Say it
I
again.
only said that because I seen you standing on all 20 on YouTube. I already seen
Oh,
it. That's why I said that. To get under your skin, you little hairy bitch. It's about to be Valentine's Day, bro. I'm 2 days ahead of you. What are you doing?
I'll just let you out. Bro, stop playing me, bro.
And he just gave me the look. Stop playing me, bro.
Because I ain't even allowing no nigga hat around me, bro. Don't stop playing me, bro.
I know you was on 25. I see it. I see. Hey, now I was in the background. I was in the bleachers like, yeah, Cray. Yeah, Cray. Get him, Cray. Even Esco, I was like, get him, Esco.
Nah, but then the thing about it, though, I know both parties. So it's like, what the fuck? And I'm going to keep saying that.
Only reason I feel like a nigga was high, because this is not my case. My name shouldn't be, nobody, especially not the niggas who really did it, y'all should not, nobody should be saying I murdered anybody. That is insane. But fuck it. You don't feel like that's insane because it's cool. But the crazy part to it all, though, bro, since you know both sides, nigga, when I make it to $1 million, you gonna have to pick a side anyway, because I'm gonna spend it on Wellington every day.
Hold on.
I'm gonna drop $1,000 on Wellington every day when I make my $1 million. So you gonna have to pick a side anyway. You gonna have to pick a side anyway. I'm gonna tell you, Craig, it's either me or Wellington, because I'm dropping bands down that motherfucker. Switchiano. What you talking about, nigga? Long live cheap kid.
A nigga just said, a nigga just said and told.
The community is that 16-year-old Justin Johnson had a family and he was loved. I spoke with his father today, who tells me he is still in shock and that a number of people were trying to help get his son off DC city streets.
I heard a rap, one of his raps for the first time the other day, because didn't even want to listen to it because I wanted him to go to school. So he said, I got 1 foot in and 1 foot out in one of those raps, and I don't know what to do. Because they were saying, Justin, come with us. His managers and them, come with us. You got to put that behind you. But he said, no, I'm better off right here.
Michael Johnson is the father of 16-year-old Justin Johnson, a teen many knew in the neighborhood and on social media as an up-and-coming rapper named 23 Racks. The teen's manager tells Fox 5 the young rapper signed with a label named MGE in 2020. Johnson's father tells Fox 5 he didn't know that much about his son's rap career. Michael Johnson says his son grew up differently and as a child was an A student at Jelle Wilson Elementary and Stewart in Northeast DC. His father says the son even received tuition offers to attend private school. However, as the older Johnson says his son got a little older, he started acting out and running away to be with friends in Southeast. In the family's battle, Michael Johnson tells Fox 5 he even asked court officials to hold his son on a previous gun arrest, trying to get the 16-year-old help, and sought counseling, but it took too long to get a diagnosis. These are the teen's sisters.
It's hard
What up, y'all? It's your boy, and I'm back with another one. A sad one. But today is a story of Justin 23 Racks Johnson, who was shot and killed about 20 minutes after he posted an IG story post dropping his location. Now his paperwork has surfaced and his killers have been caught. So sit back, try to relax, and let me tell this sad story of another young black male killed in his own hood. It's your boy, Doughboy. On Thursday, May 26th of 2022, at approximately 11:24 a.m., members of the Metropolitan Police Department 7th District responded to the report of a shooting on 2234 Savannah Terrace Southeast. Upon arrival, police officers located a juvenile victim inside 2234 Savannah Terrace Southeast. The victim was unconscious and unresponsive and suffering from apparent gunshot wounds. The victim, subsequently identified as Justin Johnson, hereinafter will be referred to as the descendant. On Friday, May 27, 2022, Dr. Christina Geese of the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner conducted the autopsy of the decedent. The autopsy revealed that the decedent sustained 2 gunshot wounds to his body. The decedent sustained 1 gunshot to the left side of his back, which struck both lungs, the aorta, and exited through his right chest. The decedent also sustained one gunshot wound to his arm. At the murder scene, located on the 2200 block of Savannah Terrace, southeast, the block is a cul-de-sac with multiple apartment buildings. The sidewalk in front of 2230 and 2234 Savannah Terrace, there was a blood trail that led to 2230 Savannah Terrace. On the first floor landing, where the decedent was observed laying on the floor, there was medical supplies around the decedent. And the stairs to the second floor, there was a blood trail leading to the top. Towards the top of the stairs, on the wall, was smeared blood on the stairs, and a set of keys and a black face mask. Across the street, on from 2230 Savannah Terrace, to the rear of 2225 Savannah Terrace was a grassy area where 11 shell casings were located. In between the 2 points was a dumpster surrounded by a wooden fence. There was multiple apparent bullet holes in the fence. Apartment 14 of 2234 Savannah Terrace, there was a bullet hole in the living room window. A bullet hole was observed in the living room closet, but the projectile was unable to be recovered. On apartment 24 of 2234 Savannah Terrace, there were 2 bullet holes in the living room. A fragment and a projectile was recovered in the living room. Apartment 34 of 2234 Savannah Terrace had apparent bullet holes in the window. No additional evidence was located in the apartment. In the street in front of 2230 and 2234 Savannah Terrace, there was a single fragment observed. Found on 23 Rex's body was a firearm in his waistband that was removed by detectives, and there was about $955 in U.S. currency in his pocket. He also had a bag containing blue pills that was located in his right coin pocket. He also had a debit card in his right rear pocket with the name of someone that did not match his. When police arrived at the scene, they conducted 2 interviews. One on-scene interview said that they were standing in line at a food truck near the location where 23 Rocks was murdered. They reported that they heard 5 to 7 gunshots and that the witness immediately fell to the ground for safety. Then the witness observed a brown Toyota RAV4 make a right-hand turn onto 23rd Street prior to going out of view. They said that the witness, 1, could not give a description of the license plate of the Toyota. They also observed the Toyota was accompanied by 2 individuals, a driver, a black male wearing a white hat and a white shirt, and a front passenger, another black male wearing a black baseball-style hat. Witness 1 also said that they went back into the laundry room of a nearby building for safety. They also reported that prior to the shooting, there was a group of black males in the circle of 2200 Block Street of Savannah Terrace. Now, witness 2 said that they were working at a nearby construction site when they observed a black male wearing a white t-shirt and blue jeans standing in the walkway in front of one of the apartment buildings. Witness 2 also stated that they observed a young girl standing in the walkway as well. Witness 2 stated that they heard numerous gunshots and dropped to the ground to avoid them. Witness 2 also stated that they observed the same black male run into a building on 2230 Savannah Terrace, and an unknown female pick the young girl up and take her into the building at 2334. Witness 2 also stated that they did not observe who was shooting, or they did not know where the gunshots came from. Now, detectives were able to review some CCTV footage that was captured from the nearby Woodbury Village apartment complex the day of the murder. Detectives viewed that a CCTV angle that was fixed to 3249 29th Street Southeast. This angle shows the intersection of 22nd Street Southeast and Savannah Place. The timestamp is digitally inserted into the frame. At about 11:06 a.m., 3 subjects are seen in the camera walking southbound in the alley that runs north and south between Alabama Avenue and Savannah Place. These subjects then turn left and walk east on Savannah Place towards the apartment complex where the decedent was murdered, 23 racks. At 11:07 a.m., these subjects stop in the intersection of 22nd Street and Savannah Place. All of the subjects appear to be wearing all black clothing, including long-sleeve sweatshirts and long pants. Additionally, all three subjects concealed their faces with black face masks. One of the subjects appears to have a white emblem on the left chest area of the sweatshirt the subject is wearing. It should be noted that the observed temperature in Washington, D.C. at 10:52 a.m. on May 26, 2022 was about 68 degrees Fahrenheit. The three subjects continued to walk eastbound, where they then enter an alley that separates 3245 23rd Street and 3224 22nd Street. The subjects are then picked up exiting the alley and entering a courtyard in the Woodbury Village apartment complex at about 11:08 a.m. Then a CCTV camera shows them entering the courtyard at the Woodbury Village apartments. At 11:08 a.m., the three subjects are then filmed walking into the courtyard, and they then interact with two other individuals who appear to be walking in the opposite direction. Also, one of the subjects in the group appears to have red and white accents on his shoes. The original three subjects then walk out of a camera frame and are then captured on a second CCTV camera of the same courtyard. The subjects stop after walking a few feet, then turn around and walk back through the courtyard and leave through the same alley in which they initially entered. The three subjects are then captured again at about 11:09 a.m. on the camera that's fixed to 3249 23rd Street, as figure 5 shows below. The subjects, after they then exited the alley, and they continue to walk southbound on 22nd Street Northeast. At 11:10 a.m., the subjects are seen still walking around 22nd Street Southeast via CCTV camera angle that's positioned on the same building, but displaying the opposite direction as the camera depicted in Figure 5. Figure 6 shows all subjects continuing to walk southbound. As the shooters are firing towards the direction of 23 racks, 23 racks is then seen tripping over a small child, and then he ran into the building at 2230 Savannah Terrace. Then the shooters then retreat back to 2225 Savannah Terrace. Detectives and forensic analysts found 11 shell casings that were found by the fence at 2225 Savannah Terrace. Also, the shooters may have been accessed the rear of 2225 Savannah Terrace. There is a black iron wire fence that at the rear of 2225 Savannah Terrace, and that leads back to the rear of 2225 Savannah Terrace and down a small hill into a parking lot that leads to 3330 22nd Street in Southeast. The trail is still walkable and is littered with various amounts of items and trash that indicates that it's in frequent use. Then, detectives found that there was footage by a citizen who wants to remain anonymous, and he said that he provided 2 video doorbell camera clips at approximately 11:28 p.m. and it shows them the descendant's murderer, 23 racks, running. In addition to showing the 3 individuals on the ring camera also recorded the audio of the group passing the camera in the audio. As the 3 approach the camera, a siren is heard in the background. The individual and the middle individual began running because of the sound of the sirens. Then the 3rd individual is then heard saying, "Walk! Oh my God, if I get locked up because of you, bruh, stop running. Fuck you throwing me off. This is why I don't do shit with you, bruh." In addition, To another video, the three men are then seen running between houses and into the alley that runs east and west between Stanton Terrace and Bruce Place Terrace. The individuals are then out of camera view. Derrico Johnson was then developed as a person of interest. On May 28, 2022, Detective Braxton received information from and he had been contacted by a source of information that may have information about 23 Racks' homicide. On May 29th, a scout contacted Detective Braxton after speaking with the source of information. They told Braxton that a non-testifying, reliable source of information who was not an eyewitness of the homicide provided him with information about the homicide. The source of information stated that Derrico Damon Johnson, with an Instagram account of B_Lackward8, has a son with the nickname of Rico, whom the source of information stated is one of the suspects in the homicide. According to the source of information, people have been approaching Derrico about his son Rico shooting 23 Racks. Your affidavit is aware that the decedent, 23 Racks, is a well-known local rapper with the stage name 23 Racks. According to the source of information, Rico's father has stated that he does not want to be a part of this situation. Additionally, the source of information did not know Rico's true name. On June 1st, 2022, Detective Spite of the Homicide Branch informed your Alpha David that he had been contacted by a source of information. The source of information informed Detective Spite that an individual with the name of Derrico Johnson was responsible for the murder of 23 Racks. Johnson said that he went to the courtyard and he met his aunt there, which was shown in the earlier part of the video when they were all in the courtyard. Then he said that Johnson, left the group and left the courtyard after he saw his aunt. Johnson was then shown a CCTV still frame of the group of subjects walking down 22nd Street after leaving the courtyard. When asked, Johnson said that he could not tell where he was in the image. Johnson then stated that the group walked down to the end of 22nd Street Northwest. Then there was a parking lot. This parking lot is adjacent to a yellow rectangle depicted in figure 8. That is the trail allowing access to the areas where the shootings were stood during the 23 Racks murder. Johnson then said that he got to the parking lot and he got into a vehicle with a female. He described the vehicle as a white Toyota Camry. Johnson said that two males did not get into the car with him. Detectives asked Johnson if he had his cell phone with him. Johnson stated that he did. Johnson then stated that he had not loaned his phone out to anyone else during that time. Johnson also stated that he heard gunshots as he was getting into the car in the parking lot. He could not recall how many shots he heard. Johnson then said that the female driver took him to his sister's house, which he indicated was in the area of Alabama Ave and Stanton Terrace. Though he did not provide an exact location, Johnson said that he stayed at his sister's house for a few minutes before leaving and walking home. Detectives pointed out to Johnson indicated that he was walking with the two other males down 22nd Street. Then, according to him, he got into a car and drove away from the area, leaving the other two males. After a few minutes of being at his sister's house, he then walked home. At some point, he meets back up with the two males, and then Johnson stated that the two males happened to be walking by when Johnson left his sister's house. Detectives then asked Johnson if he had a gun with him when he was in the area of 23 Racks' murder. Johnson said at first no. Then he said, "Yeah, man, I'm sorry." Johnson stated that he carried a gun to protect himself. Johnson was asked what kind of gun he had. Johnson then said he forgot what kind of gun he had. Johnson said he couldn't remember the caliber of the gun, but it was probably a 4.5. Derrico Johnson then told detectives that his father's name is Derrick Johnson, and that he appeared to corroborate the information that was given to him by the earlier witness. Initially, Johnson denied being near the scene of 23 Racks' murder on May 26, but Johnson stated that he woke up and went to a nearby convenience store, then he went straight home. Then, Detective Braxton proceeded to show Johnson the CCTV still footage photos that were obtained during the investigation at first. Johnson was then shown a still image that depicted was them. Upon seeing the image, Johnson asked if he recognized the person in the image. Johnson stated, "Yeah, that's me. I can see that. Obviously, that's me." Johnson identified himself as the individual in the figure. Johnson then proceeded to tell detectives that he had previously lied and that he was in the vicinity of 23 Racks' murder. Johnson then initially said that he had been wearing shorts, but then he corrected himself seeing the CCTV images. Johnson also said that he was wearing black Nike boots when he was outside. Johnson then stated that he had gone around 23rd Street in order to see his aunt. He said that he then walked down the hill, then he went down 22nd Street, and he went down the hill and he got into the car with somebody whom he could not identify, but it was a female. Initially, Johnson also said that he was alone and was not with anybody when he was in the area of 23 Racks' murder. Detectives then showed Johnson the still images, to which Johnson stated that he had just met up with the two other individuals when he was walking home. Detectives then showed Johnson the image that was pointing out a similarity in clothing and the white emblem on the sweatshirt of the individuals. Johnson then corrected himself and said that he was also the same individuals that were standing in the intersection of Savannah Place and 22nd Street. Detectives asked if Johnson could identify himself in the image in figure 2. Johnson then pointed to the individual in the middle of the group, indicating that it was him. Johnson told detectives that he had walked into the Woodbury apartment complex in order to see his aunt to get something. Detectives then showed Johnson a still image of the CCTV camera, and it depicted in figures 4 and 3. Johnson again identified himself, pointing the males out that appears to be leading the group of male subjects. The sad part about this is that Johnson then brought up 23 Racks during an interview before either detective made a mention of him. Johnson then indicated to the detectives that he was just friends with 23 Racks and he had nothing to do with his murder. And that was before police even asked him anything about it. Right after 23 Racks posted this story, he died about 30 minutes after, or maybe even less. But we don't know why he got killed, but we do know who did it. Man, yo, this joint is just a sad video, man. I didn't get to put all the paperwork in the video, but basically you guys know what happens. Basically, they wake up early in the morning, they go look on Instagram, they see that 23 Racks posted something, he's in the middle of this circle, and then they pull up and then they shoot from like 50 feet away. They shoot through the fences and everything. They shot like 11 times, and then two of them hit 23 Racks. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad because, again, this guy was just getting his feet off the ground. He signed a $100 deal, 100K deal. He was on tour with Wale and Polo G and all that, man. And it's sad. And the other thing is, the nigga who did it, the main nigga who gets caught, he gets to telling and didn't even say anything. The detectives didn't even put no pressure to him, and he already gets to snitching. So I'm like, man, like, what is really going on here? Like, bro, the streets is this all a bunch of crash outs, bro. Like, how in the world does this guy gets caught and then he snitches on his two friends? He said, if I'm going down, y'all coming down with me. But man, long live 23 Racks, man. Long live everybody affected by the violence, man. Stop the violence, man. Make sure you like and subscribe, man. It's your boy.